Jawaharlal Nehru, born on 14 November 1889, died on 27th May 1964. Jawaharlal Nehru said, "It is science alone that can solve the problems of hunger and poverty, of insanitation and illiteracy, of superstitions and deadening of customs and traditions, of vast resources running to waste, or a rich country inhabited by starving poor, who indeed could afford to ignore science today. At every turn we have to seek its aid. The future belongs to science and those who make friends with science." Jawaharlal Nehru was an Indian independence activist and subsequently the first Prime Minister of India as well as a central figure in Indian politics, both before and after independence. He emerged as an eminent leader of the Indian independence movement, serving India as Prime Minister from its establishment in 1947 as an independent nation until his death in 1964. He was also known as Pandit Nehru due to his roots with the Kashmiri Pandit community, while Indian children knew him as Chacha Nehru. Jawaharlal Nehru said, "It is science alone that can solve the problems of hunger and poverty, of insanitation, illiteracy, of superstition and deadening of customs and traditions, of vast resources running to waste, or a rich country inhabited by starving poor." It is science. When he says science, people thought it is the greed. When Jawaharlal Nehru said it is science, the rich understood it is to loot. When Jawaharlal Nehru said it is science, every political leader understood it is to use the people. Science means get the people in a flock of they become the shepherd and other become the sheep, and they continue to drag the people into the big cities, dump them into the big factories to produce, and then the confusion came. Jawaharlal Nehru never meant it is science. He meant it is silence. Science and silence are either interrelated if you want to take it, or you can break it into two pieces. If you want to take your daddy and mummy as one piece, or you want to take them as two pieces, it is up to you. If the husband and wife can become two pieces, or husband and wife can become one piece to create another one more life. Jawaharlal Nehru felt it. I think so. I do not know whether he really felt it, but it is my understanding of what he said. It is silence alone that can solve the problems. In silence you can see and hear the truth. Only those who are in silence can feel the truth. When you can feel in the silence, you become very observant. You become meditative. You become a master. Then who can make you a slave? Who can leave your land and go to the city to work under somebody else? To live in a pathetic situation? When you become a master, where there is greed, where there is fear, where there is devil, only God resides. God resides right inside your heart. It is science alone that can solve the problems of hunger and poverty. Yes, it is science. They are thinking science means huge buildings. Yes, science has got two. One is the science, one is the science lens. That they forgot. Only the yin and the yang, positive and negative, only can create electricity. People have misunderstood science and they dragged them all in the name of industrial revolution into the big city, thinking the big cities can survive. It never survived. When war came, it was bombed terribly. But deep down in the villages, in the silence of the villages, in the silence of the respect for the seniors, and they thought science means argue for argument's sake. Science means we do not respect anybody. Science means there is no God. Yes, yin and the yang, science will teach you everything of that. When you start with science, mountains are mountains, rivers are rivers, valleys are valleys. When you proceed forward, when you become real scientist or science, or you become a person in a materialistic world, You become an atheist in the city. You become a real politician. You become a real managing director or chairman of a company. Then mountains are no more mountains. Rivers are no more rivers. Valleys are no more valleys. And then if you become a master from a teacher becomes a bookish knowledge. Whatever is said in the book, take it and dump it to children are called the teachers. The dog shits. The dog will eat the shit. And if a teacher is going to eat the shit, then he or she will always give shit to the children. But the teacher develops from that to a practical method of a nallikali. Learn through fun. And then he or she, that teacher becomes a master. And master can feel the science is silence. In that silence, there is first of all, no problem. Science has got problems. Science wants to solve every problem. In silence, there is no problems. That you don't have to solve anything. It happens of its own. Spring comes, the grass grows of its own. It is science alone that can solve the problems of hunger and poverty. Where there is hunger, the earth is provided enough for man's needs, but not for his greed. The greed is science. The silence is not greed. It is provided. Spring, summer, autumn, winter. What beautiful. I am seeing it right across my children from the village. When the rain comes, a kind of insect with flies, they catch it, they eat it. Mushrooms keep growing, they collect it and then make into different food. In summertime also something grows, in winter time also something grows. Rainy season also they get everything. When there was a greed to compete, competition kills, competition is science. When I was in Pondicherry, the Aurobindo ashram, I found mother used to make children do boxing, girls and boys. Girls also, each boys and girls both same white shorts and t-shirt for boys and girls. They have the cycle, boys and girls all together, same dress. Yeah, it's very beautiful. And in fighting I found there's no competition, not allowed. You can fight, but you cannot compete. Yes, that was so beautiful. You can fight the moment you compete. Yes, it becomes science and not silence. Science is good. Jawaharlal Nehru said it is science alone that can solve the problems of hunger and poverty. Of insanitation. Insanitation came from where? Insanitation came in the cities of the science who do not respect the seniors, who do not respect the teachers, who does not respect the father and mother, and therefore those people do not exist. The God doesn't exist. And then they found there is war, there is diseases, and they couldn't even solve a problem of this Corona. They are the people, the science brought it from the laboratory, not the silence. Not the respect of the seniors, not the respect of the spiritual respect of the gods which we have it in the land, the love for the land, the deep intimate relationship with the land. It is science alone that can solve the problems of hunger and poverty, of insanitation. Where there is insanitation in the villages, so beautiful. They got every plant into the land. And the sewage, now I see the sewage, when we took the sewage from our ashram and we put it into the grass grows taller. It never grew more than 1 feet. Now it is more than 12 feet. The sewage is the land, and they put the mud and they come. Where there is insanitation and where there is illiteracy. Illiteracy is bookish knowledge of the teacher, bookish knowledge of your education department, the crooked education department, the illiterate education department, the people who doesn't respect the teachers, who never give any respect to the teachers, the masters. Then there is insanitation. Then there is curse. I have seen the education department never gives respect to the teachers. They consider them as shit. The day you consider teachers as shit, the country is in deep trouble. Then insanity, illiteracy. Then you have to go after science or superstition, deadening of custom. There is no superstition. just a belief of our love. Superstition comes from the science. Deadening of custom is not deadening custom. Custom is our culture, our samskriti and tradition of vast resource. Vast resources, we are not robbing, we are just enjoying the vast resource. You started robbing and putting it into the big factories and started selling to other countries, and then it is science. Was running to waste. There was no waste. Yes. When their family is bigger, they can make a little more bigger and try to save it. They save it. When mango season comes, they convert into pickle. Yes. Everything, even there is more of a lemon, pickle. If there is more of jackfruit and the pineapple, it is a jam. Where there is waste, they got huge big boxes to store the rice and the ragi for one full year. Where there is waste, and when the ladies comes, they just distribute it up. Somewhere down the line, you have destroyed that. The invaders destroyed it much before the invaders. 650 principalities, the kings did not do hard labor. They have to prove it. The leaders never do hard labor. Because they didn't do hard labor, that 650 principalities went into waste. And then the invaders came. 1,000 years they invaded us. 1,000 years made us a slave. And 70 years of this, 70 years of these rich people, 70 years of this the people who are sitting there, the political leaders, they are thinking they are the new masters, the new Britishers, the new invaders. Or a rich country inhabited by starving poor. No. We were never starved. You are thinking it is starving. It was we fast. You are thinking we do not want fat like you with the big belly are stinking. It is our skeletal muscle which we are enjoying. That is the difference between science thinking. Science thinking is a rich country and starving poor. You created starvation. You drag my people, dump them into a small situation. And then you are trying to solve. First try to put the geese into a bottle. And when it becomes big, without breaking the bottle and without harming hurting the geese, how do you take it out? Zen master, the geese is out. First of all, why did you put it in a bottle and then think about it? They have put it in the bottle and then they are thinking how to solve this problem. You can never solve it. When you also started dying, you know it. You created the labs. Chemical war too. Biological war. Who indeed could afford to ignore science today? Don't ignore science, but do not ignore silence. At every turn we have to seek its aid. You have to rush up and say, no. Every time we seek our elders' blessings, not aid, not beggar money. We just seek our teachers, our gods, our land. That is not aid, that is blessing. The future belongs to science and those who make friends with science. Yes, future belongs to science, but make sure science and silence, negative and positive. Yin and yang only can create electricity. Yin and yang is very, very important. Make sure science, you never respect it, but there should be a silence to respect. The day you respect your seniors, the day you respect your body, the day you respect this land, you will respect the gurus. Then together we can wipe out more tears and bring down hunger. Do not dislocate what Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was trying to say. He meant it. It is science alone meant science and silence. It is science alone that can solve the problems of hunger and poverty, of insanitation, illiteracy, or superstitions and deadening of customs and traditions of vast resources running to waste, or a rich country inhabited by starving poor. Who indeed could afford to ignore science today? At every turn we have to seek its aid. The future belongs to science and those who make friends with science. This is my 133rd short discourse.